And we are back on the CS podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shanafel, and I'm now joined by Merrimack College quarterback Joe Clancy. Thanks for joining the show, Joe. How's it going?
It's going well. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm excited to be on the show.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Now, let's talk about your football career, Joe. And the first things first, and that is, when did you start playing football?
I started playing when I was about in the fifth grade. I think I'm 11, 12 years old, and I've been playing ever since.
Now, getting ready for this interview, I see you finished your senior year of high school with 22 touchdowns and over 1,900 yards, coming out of a successful high school football career at Newburyport. How did you decide that you wanted to be a Warrior and that Merrimack College was the place for you?
Well, the previous coach who was here when my first 4 years, Coach John Perry, he recruited me my junior and senior year. He came to a couple of my football games and a basketball game. He, really made an impression on me as a coach. Just, the fact that he had taken the time out to see me play. He was a great coach, and he gave me an opportunity to come to a school that I would be able to succeed at, and get a great degree. And it was just something that really worked out in the end, and it seemed like a great fit for me.
Freshman year, you seen no action at Merrimack. Before committing, did you know that you wouldn't get any playing time and would redshirt your first year, or was that just the way things went during the season?
Well, I knew that they had a quarterback who had had a previous season that was of high caliber. James Suazo, who in my freshman year was the MVP of the conference. But at the same time, I came in every day like I wanted to win the job, and that's just how I practice every day. The way it fell is that I did not get any time, which works out because I get to see the game from the point of view, and I get to see the year of eligibility. Mm-hmm. And the extra year of eligibility really paid off. After this past season, being able to play one more year and finish up a great career.
Now, in that next season, 2010, you appeared in 7 games as both quarterback and wide receiver. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. We had some injuries at receiver, and I have, a long tradition of trying to say I have the best hand in the football team. So, Coach tried me out there a little bit because he knew that I understood the offense and have Swans of one of the reps run, and it turned out to be a pretty good fit. I caught some balls for a few games at the end of the season and had a little bit of success, and it was a lot of fun just to play a different position for the first time in my life.
I see you're pretty versatile. I mean, that's always great to see. But like you said, you've been playing quarterback all your life. That's your true position is quarterback. And that year you threw for a few touchdowns. Can you tell us about that very first college football touchdown you threw as a Warrior?
Oh man, I'll never forget it. It was another one of my teammates, my co-captain this year, fifth-year senior, named Shane Ferguson. He had a great year, 100 catches. We came in together, and we both redshirted our freshman year. He had gotten injured, and it was in the fourth quarter of a game against American International College. It was, the best team in the league at that point, and actually ended up winning the conference this year. And it was just a little option around the end zone. Shane got open. I hit him in the numbers, and it's kind of stuck with me because our last touchdown of the year this year, in the last game to put away the win. It was me and him in the corner of the end zone. It kind of felt like we came full circle together.
Chris Shanafel talking with Merrimack College quarterback Joe Clancy. And Joe, in 2011, you played in all 10 games and threw for over 700 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Now, those aren't numbers that catch your eye, but must have Merrimack College known that they had something special in this Joe Clancy guy, because it was the next season where you would just become, a great player. You became the team's starting quarterback. You had a fantastic 2012 season. Would you agree that it seemed like the team had a lot of faith in you? And if so, what does that mean to the starting quarterback of the Merrimack Warriors?
They definitely gave me a lot of trust, in all 5 years. We had a quarterback who had established himself before I was here, and I had the opportunity to play alongside him and get a lot of playing time even when he was here as a reigning MVP. We almost split time that last year before he graduated, and it was just a tribute to my relationship with our coaches, and Coach Perry treated me great. Coach Curry, the coordinator then, who is now our head coach, he just took a lot of responsibility on me, gives me a lot of trust, and it's great to see on my part because it shows that what I'm doing is working and that they believe in me.
As I said earlier, you had a fantastic season last year, and it was actually the best season a Merrimack Warrior has ever had, as Joe Clancy passed for nearly 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions, also completing over 63% of your passes. You guys finished that season 6-4. Now, I just got to ask you this. How does a guy who, breaks a ton of records, how does he get looked at on campus? I mean, are you like a superstar? Do you got to take online classes like our friend Johnny Football?
No, it's not that type of case, especially a smaller division college. Merrimack's a great place. It's a small school, so it's a tight community. A lot of people on campus. I like to think that we have a good relationship with those people because of who I am, just because I know them. It's a small, close-knit community. But it's exciting for the football team and the football program to have guys have standout years, and it's great when it happens for other sports as well. So when the football team is doing well and there's guys that get some recognition, it's very exciting for the program and the school.
So, like I said, 2012, fantastic year. You broke school records. I mean, like I said, nearly passed for 4,000 yards, had well over 30 touchdowns. What was, going through your head entering this season? What were your expectations for yourself?
Well, I knew that there was still a ton I could work on, and I knew that there was improvements that you could make. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. That's, something that you got to live by, and this off season, I really, tried to get a lot of work in different areas of the game. I definitely help out with my, size and strength. That's a big part of the game. I need to improve on that. And then there's other areas, like, cutting down interceptions and being more efficient in the red zone. Those things, really stuck with me after my previous season as areas of improvement, and as a team we did a really good job of cutting those mistakes down and being an efficient football team, and we definitely put up a lot of points, and we can see the difference what a year makes, and it just as a tribute to the guys in our locker room and our coaching staff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a year you guys had in 2012, and quite honestly, I don't know how to describe the season yourself and the Merrimack Warriors had just this past season, because there you were again, breaking school records, throwing for over 4,100 yards, 48 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. I mean, Joe, the only way I could describe that season that you personally had was, Tom Brady-esque, and I know you being a Patriots fan, I'm sure you appreciate that.
I do. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that comparison because I am a Tom Brady fan. I understand how he's the best. He really is the best. There's no one like him. I know there's a ton of Peyton fans out there, and he is surgical, but Tom's just a winner. And I just knew that this year was the accumulation of a lot of football I played in my life, and I knew that I was hoping that if I played well, I could open some more doors in my life, and we'll see where that takes me. But I'm happy with the year we had. I loved our guys. It was just a great year, a great way to to finish out a career at Merrimack, and such an awesome program to be a part of.
How exactly would you describe the season you and the Merrimack Warriors as a team had just this past season, Joe?
Well, it started out with on a huge high when we beat Wagner, which is a Division I AA school. We scheduled them and knew it was going to be a tough game. They had been in the second round of the playoffs the year before. They won the conference. We knew that they were a tough opponent, and we went down there, grabbed the lead, Wagner came back and we won at the end, and it was just, it was anything you could ask for in a football game. It was just a great moment for the program. And then, we had the toughest schedule we've had here in a while. Started out with some really good teams right away, and we came out, very strong, and we finished with a 7-4 record in the conference that, it could have gone either way with a few games. I don't think we were in every game. We were, didn't lose a game by more than 14 points, I think. Maybe 10, it's close as that. Our guys fought every game. And when you look at it and you think about it, you're happy with where you came from because we improved so much from the year before. We played great teams. We responded and, come from behind wins, guys stepping up. It was just, it was a great year and something that, definitely will help the program going forward, continue to improve.
Yeah, I'm sure you couldn't have asked for a better way to start the season with that victory over Wagner, could you?
No, absolutely not. It was surreal when it happened, and at the end of the game, when it was the 4 captains on the field giving an interview, we were all smiling. It's one of those great football moments that you'll never forget.
Absolutely. Chris Schanfeld talking with Merrimack College quarterback Joe Clancy. And here's an interesting question for you, Joe. What is the number one thing about your game that you're most confident about, and what is something you feel that you could still work on?
Well, I'd like to think that I have a good football IQ, a high football IQ, I should say. I take a lot of pride in studying the game, studying film, trying to find any type of advantage that our team could have, our offense could have. It's a part of the game that's huge these days with, with all the film and all the great defenses that are out there, how fast they are and the different schemes. It takes a lot of preparation, and that's something that I pride myself on. And, I worked hard this year trying to be prepared for every game, and it's a huge part of the game. It's definitely necessary. And a weakness, you can always get, in better shape. I would love to be, running a couple seconds faster, a couple half steps faster than the 40, and, get my vertical up. All the measurables that are, come with being a elite quarterback. There's guys who are 6'5" and can swing it, and there's guys who are 6'3" and, need more preparation. That's something that, I need to work on is my physical nature, and that's, what the next few months is going to be like.
Finish the sentence. Joe Clancy's most memorable play of his Merrimack College football career is?
I would have to say, that's a tough one. My junior year against Assumption, it was a scramble. The scramble play, I kind of scrambled around, one of those plays that drives coaches crazy, and made a throw on the run to a running back who streaked up the sideline for a long touchdown, and it was an tie game late in the fourth quarter, and it was the crowd was going nuts. It was a homecoming game at Merrimack, and definitely one of those plays that's going to stick with you for a while.
Now, I know you've made many big plays. I know you've thrown so many touchdowns. So if for some reason, you forget about a play, feel free, message me, and I'll definitely get the word out for you.
Absolutely.
All right, Joe, if you would compare yourself to a quarterback playing in the NFL today, who do you think that would be and why?
Well, that's tough because, you never know what they're like in the film room, what kind of guys, but, there's a guy, guys like Andy Dalton, young guys who don't have the 6'5" stature who, but are still tall enough to sit in the pocket and make throws underneath, and, he seems to be a great leader, something that, you need as a trait as a quarterback.
You talk about being calm in the pocket. I don't know if you've been, this show's being broadcasted out of Chicago. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the Chicago Bears, but Josh McCown's been looking pretty good lately, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, he is. He's killing it right now. That's going to be, I know that Preston is saying there's not going to be a controversy, but, it never hurts to have two QBs like that. He's playing at a high caliber level right now. He looks like he's making it easy.
Oh, you certainly got that right. I mean, Chicago has never had a quarterback controversy like this. I mean, we always have terrible quarterbacks, and oh man, yeah, it's great to see. I'll say that it's great to see whichever direction Trestman decides to go. I'll be fine with it. Color, McCown, whatever. But definitely gotta give props.
I know. Right now, it looks like you can't miss on him.
Right. Now, speaking of the NFL, Joe, this was your final year of eligibility for college football. You do indeed plan on entering the 2014 NFL draft. Is that correct?
I do. I plan on, trying to play professional football in the NFL.
And what is the next step for you?
I just finished playing in a national bowl at Florida International, a sub FBS bowl game for All Stars. We had players from all over the country playing. So we just finished that game and got back to Massachusetts last night, and now it's a couple days of rest and go time. You got to start, getting into off-season routine and getting healthy, getting strong, getting fast. Hopefully there's some contact with teams coming up. There was at the National Bowl, and hopefully that continues to, grow. I'd like the opportunity to speak with as many NFL teams as possible. Just, want to get my name out there. Obviously, a small school guy in the corner of Massachusetts, it's not easy to get, a lot of publicity, but at the same time, I feel like I have a good chance to show some people that, I can play. So.
Well, hey, I'm sure wishing you nothing but the best of luck, man. Congratulations on a very successful college football career at Merrimack College. Once again, I really appreciate your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to plug on the air for myself and our listeners?
I just obviously want to say thank you for the opportunity. It's great to be on the show. It's a pleasure speaking with you. Hopefully I can come on again. And, to anyone who's listening, definitely start paying attention to Merrimack College football because, we've got some great players coming out and, we're getting some national recognition and, it's exciting to be on the air and talk about our season and our team and our program because, we're doing some great things out there. But, again, thank you. Appreciate it a lot. And it's a lot of fun being on the air and I hope to be back on soon.
Hey, you have an open invitation, Joe. Anytime you want, just contact me and we'll do it. Once again, Joe, congrats on a very successful college football career and best of luck, and let's keep in touch, man.
All right, absolutely.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.